We're travelling to New Zealand's South Island to ride the 300km Alps to Ocean bike trail. Queenstown was our best option to fly into. To get to the start of the ride, we take a 3-hour intercity bus to Twizel, which is the gateway to Mount Cook. We've arranged our ride through Cycle Journeys. They'll be renting us bikes and taking our luggage from town to town along the trail. They've got a few bike options and we chose hardtail mountain bikes with 10 gears, plus a pannier rack to carry food, repair kit and wet weather gear. Day 1 we're riding 77 kilometres, combining the first 2 stages of the trail. This will get us from Mount Cook back to Twizel. Cycle Journeys bus us and our bikes out to the trailhead.
Yes.
As we set out, clouds cover Aoroki, Mount Cook, and the weather's a factor. We're hoping it won't delay our helicopter ride over the Tasman River.
One, go!
While the sky back up the valley isn't looking too good, to the south towards the airport, there are patches of blue sky. Although the chopper ride only takes a couple of minutes, when it leaves us, we feel pretty remote. The trail starts here and it only goes south.
Just in case Damo falls in.
We're now on a well-groomed trail, heading towards the northern end of Lake Pukaki. The sun comes out and some layers come off, but clouds still cover Mount Cook behind us. Once we cross over this bridge, we start to ride down a long logging road that's covered in loose gravel. Riding alongside the azure water is beautiful, but that thick gravel is starting to sap our endurance. Finally, the clouds clear and we can see Aoroki Mount Cook for the first time.
Yeah, perfect.
but it eventually gives way to bitumen and we start to make better time. The last hour of riding back to Twizel is the kind of flying off-road trails we love. We'll learn later that they're planning to build these trails all the way back to where the chopper dropped us off. We're hoping to see more like them in days to come.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Day 2 is way shorter. We're riding only 38 kilometres from Twizel out to the Lake Ohau Lodge. Before we start, the boys take a quick side trip out to the salmon farm to get some fish for lunch. Once we're out of Twizel, the trail turns down a B road that follows a canal for about an hour. At the end of the canal there's a dam. The trail guide tells us we have to check here if the water level is low enough for us to cross the Lake Ohau weir. Otherwise we'll have to find another way to the lodge. We stop for lunch at the weir, but the salmon gets saved for later. The trails after lunch along the southern shore of Lake Ohau are brilliant. We take our time and we stop again near a small bay. I'm tempted in for a swim, but I chicken out in the end. The last couple of k's is on a quiet country road leading up to the lodge. The salmon goes well with some Emerson's beer, and the night sky is clear of clouds. On day 3, we're leaving the Alps, heading towards the coast. We're riding 43 kilometres southeast to Omarama. The challenges today will be the 11k climb at the start and making it to Omarama in time for our hot tub. This guy overtakes us. He's towing his 5-year-old. Not a bad effort considering how rocky this part of the trail is. It's a nice day, but the air temperature is only about 10 degrees, so when we get to the top, we put on some more gear for the descent. Then we have to take it all off again. We're getting PTSD gravel flashbacks from day one.
Bloody gravel!
But the roads here turn out to be a lot more rideable. We take a side trip to see the clay cliffs, only to find out they were closed. Give Omarama tourist info a call and maybe save yourself a dusty ride. We get to Omarama with plenty of time to get to our hot tub booking. Today we're tackling 2 stages back to back again for a total of 79 Ks.
Maybe. Get chain hill before?
The guide promises 3 lakes and a recently completed cliffside section. Trailmakers somehow negotiated access through farmland for this part of the trail, which is like nothing we've ridden before. Finished the amazing cliffside section, and now we pick up a strong tailwind as we cross Benmore Dam. We've been really lucky with the weather so far, but tomorrow's forecast has us anticipating a rainy start.
Was a pretty big day.
The rain we were worried about fell as snow overnight. As we set out for the short 27k ride to Duntroon, the sun is back out. The forecast is for rain to chase us as we head along the Waitaki River, but there's no sign of it yet. As the storm approaches, we spot Duntroon in the distance. We get to the pub where we're staying, just as it starts to snow. It's day 6 and we've got a cold, windy 54k ride to the finish in Oamaru. The trail takes us through some magic places, and I love these tiny valleys. How funny is it when someone else is getting swooped by a magpie? This tunnel marks the start of where the trail is built over an old rail line. Most days the trail doesn't pass through any towns, but today we get lunch at the Fort Enfield.
Woo!